guys are lawyers. Let us do the broadcasting work here.
Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Law Link once again, right here, brought to you by the law offices of Spar Bernstein. I've got some good attorneys in the studio, all right, and we're going to be talking about personal injury. We're going to be talking about family law. We're going to be talking about Brad Bernstein. We're going to be talking about the founder.
Meghan Buckwalter,
This guy learned immigration law by sitting on his grandfather's leg.
That's right.
Spar franchise.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know.
I was just talking about that with somebody.
You could just open that up all over the country. You could have
Somebody
Spar and Bernstein,
said
Spar
that to me,
and
I'm like, no, you can't.
But once again, folks, we do the Law Link right here, where it's about the different departments, the different capacities of the law offices of Spar Bernstein. These attorneys here at the law offices of Spar Bernstein, located here at 225 Broadway in the greatest city on the planet, New York City. I really respect them for what it is that they have done for hundreds, maybe thousands of people. Have sought help from this firm called the Law Office of Spar.
We won the child support case. We got child support despite the fact that the father, who was a former professional athlete in another country, was denying work, saying he couldn't work, he couldn't coach, he couldn't do anything. But we did our investigation and found that he was actually working in another country. And so we're able to get his income imputed to him. And then
And he's going to pay child support from that country.
He's going to pay, well, he lives here.
He lives
but
here.
He travels back and
I
forth
see.
to,
So because
for work.
he comes here, his money is parked here
Yes,
somewhere.
yes.
Wow.
And then he appealed it, and we submitted our objections to his appeal, and we won that as well.
So he claimed no income.
He claimed no income, that he was hurt.
And how much money is this woman going to get now?
A good amount. More,
A good amount.
Yeah.
I like that.
More than she
More
thought
than
she would have
yes,
gotten.
more than
Well, let me-
she expected.
Right, and more than she ever expected.
Yeah.
So whatever she paid you is money well
Yes,
spent.
She's
absolutely.
Of course, then, well, that's the reason why she got a good attorney, Meghan. But here's my question. Was he actually paying anything before?
He was not. He
Why
was
would
not.
why would someone, seriously?
And you could Google him, so I don't know how he thought he was going to walk into court and say he couldn't work, because he's someone who has a reputation. We could find him. He did
What-
well for himself.
What
so.
country? What countries?
We don't want to go into
I'm not
that.
going to say that.
Right. He's from Antarctica, Squeeze.
Yeah.
Antarctica.
Right, yes, he was trading penguins.
You know, and
he's on the Antarctic freeze.
Yes.
Yes.
all right.
Yes.
But you know what? You want to know what, gentlemen on the outside? I'm not knocking you, but I am. You have a child. You went there. Whether or not she,
Yeah.
you know, whatever it is, the child came into this world. That's a life. Do something about it. Have some respect. You understand what I'm saying?
And then don't be so
even if,
and then
even if
don't
not
be-
for yourself, have some respect for the
Right.
child.
Nobody believes
you know.
don't earn anything.
Right.
Right? Because if you didn't earn
But
anything,
Brad, what I'm saying
you'd
is
be on
this.
the streets.
No, but even more than that, you've got to have something inside of you that is saying, "Here's your blood. Do something about it." Yeah, one can understand. Maybe you're having financial issues, okay? But at least do something
something.
about it. And why do you have to why do you want to be dragged through court because you're not paying anything? I can understand if you're paying something and you just can't afford it,
by
but
the way,
Jesus.
if you're going to be dragged through court, you certainly don't want to be dragged through court by Meghan.
Exactly.
Okay, that's somebody you don't want to be dragged through court. I can tell you that much right now. And by the way, we're equal opportunity.
Of course,
Absolutely.
male, females,
defenders.
whatever. You know?
Okay,
Absolutely.
so if you
Cats,
you
dogs,
don't-
whatever,
right, if
you
you're
know?
a dad and think you're overpaying,
By all means.
or if you're a dad and you're raising the kids and mom's not paying,
There you
happens
go.
also.
Absolutely.
And
Or if you're a dad and the kid is not with a mother and the mother is somewhere else and you're sending the child support money to the mother.
you send the
need to-
child support to the
Yeah,
mother, and the
in-
kids with grandma
in Antarctica.
in Antarctica. With the
Yeah,
penguins.
and grandma is with the kid in Jersey.
Right.
Right.
What's going on?
Why don't we do this? Fiona just said
Family law, folks.
the lines are open up.
Okay, beautiful.
So if anybody, we're only going to be here for a few minutes. So if anybody has any family law questions,
Ask.
child support,
Ask.
child custody,
Ask.
visitation,
Ask.
child support up,
Ask.
down,
Ask.
orders of paternity.
Ask. And all you got to do
What did I
is
forget? Visitation. What did I forget?
Yeah,
Adoption.
Custody,
Adoption,
visitation,
custody.
adoption.
There you
Why don't
go.
you give the number, Squeeze?
Orders-
1-800. Go on, Megan.
I was going to say orders of protection.
Orders of protection.
Child support.
Child support.
support.
So we're speaking, ladies, in
Divorce.
family law. Male or female, it doesn't matter. We are here at the law firm to help you. Megan is here. She just won that big case. And I'm very happy for that mother and that child specifically. The number to call is 1-800-529-5465. Let me go slow. 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Now, Are you out there and you want to ask a child support question, regardless of whether or not you're male or female? Pick up the freaking phone. Thought I was going to say something else?
Squeeze is angry.
I am.
Why are you so angry?
Because I don't see how someone can actually have it within themselves to want to pay $0 when they decided to go lay down or stand up, whatever they did, to bring a child into this world, and then decide you don't want to take care of the child.
But let me take the flip
Maybe you don't want to be with a mom, but at least take care of the child. Yeah.
Okay. There's a lot of people out there, okay, that want to pay child support.
Right.
But then all of a sudden their income changes, and they're paying child support, and their income changes, and they don't know what to do, and all of a sudden they're not paying it anymore because maybe they're not getting the overtime.
Right.
Maybe they lost that second job. Maybe their job went from full-time to part-time. Maybe they didn't get the raise they were expecting to get. There's lots of reasons why all of a sudden you, as the parent paying the child support, can't do it anymore. And then all of a sudden the child support starts adding up. Guess what? You need Meghan. You need Meghan so you can go into court and pay your fair share. Not the total amount, but what is your fair share? There is a fair share. There's not a fair share if the child goes and lives with grandma in another country and is not being raised by the mother. That's now you're not paying.
Brad, I know
share.
that's happening right now. There are many
Now
people
you're not
here
paying
who
your,
We have a lot of those cases.
child support is not about not doing. Sometimes it's about you're not doing your job. You're not supporting your
Right.
child. Sometimes it's about a parent asking you to pay what is not fair.
and sometimes it's unfair, and you still call Meghan on that,
That's
gentlemen
correct.
or ladies.
So
If it's unfair, call.
Child support, both from the mother and the father. It's about paying your fair share. And the fair share, and Meghan can talk about this more, the fair share is statutorily told by the state of New York. The state of New York says this is what your fair share should be. So if your income changes up or down,
Right.
if the person who's paying the child support's income goes up and they're paying a lower amount, then the person who's raising the child says to the person who's not raising the child, you're not paying your fair share, you should be paying more.
And let me squeeze
and
this
if
in.
the income goes down, the person who's paying the child support.
Let me squeeze this in. Speaking about being fair, in some cases, people might think this is not fair. And that's the reason why you need to hook up with Meghan very soon. First child gets the most.
Meghan, why don't you
Yeah, first child gets the most.
Yeah,
So you
I mean,
better know what you're doing out there.
Let's also talk
All right.
about what is, because it's all about fair share and what's in the best interest of the child.
Right. By the way, let me give out the number quickly.
Yes, because the notes to have.
Right.
I guarantee you, after we're done, everybody will close it.
No, Brad, you and I know this. Everybody has a child support question. Everybody has a divorce question.
Right.
Everybody has an adoption question. People, I have attorneys here who are ready to answer your questions for free. How often does that come along? Every day by Spar Bernstein, but you better make the call. 1-800-529-5465. Easily remembered, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. One more time digitally. 1-800-529-5465. Digits-wise, rather. All right. Okay, Meghan, I'll let you speak.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
About what's
you
fair and
should
what's
be
not.
paying your fair share, and that is dictated by the child support collection, the support guidelines. So there's a certain percentage. It's based on a combined parental income, and you shouldn't be overpaying or underpaying. Also, if you have a loss of employment, a medical issue, some sort of change in your circumstances, you have the right to go to court and ask for a modification.
Absolutely.
And it's important that you go right away because the court's not a mind reader, so they can't help you until you show up in court and file something saying, I can't pay what I'm supposed to be paying because of whatever reason.
Good.
You know, they don't want you to get behind. They don't want you to be stuck with arrears. They'll work with you if you lost your job. They try to find, they'll give you time. They can put you in a program to find new jobs. They really want you to be able to support your child, but you have to take the steps to help yourself.
And how many people are out there that are paying child support and have an order and can't afford to pay it, and the arrears start adding up? And let's talk about arrears adding up, and people can't afford it. These arrears don't go away.
They do not. They're going to follow you till the end.
Has there ever
So-
been a time, where you can say, wow, this person's in poverty, they shouldn't have to pay these arrears? Is there ever a
Absolutely.
situation?
Absolutely.
Like, when can you, as an attorney, get rid of arrears?
So if
And
at the
under what scenarios?
Yeah, it's difficult. We can get rid of arrears, obviously, on consent by the other party. So if
you
you
can
have a
make an
good
agreement.
relationship, you
Make
can
an
make an
agreement.
agreement. Whoever
Right.
is supposed to be receiving the money can absolutely say, you know what, I'm going to let it go. Also, if you're below the poverty line at the time that that order is in place, if it puts you below the poverty line, there's a cap on how high the arrears can go. It's a little more difficult. What you should do instead
Because nobody's
is,
believing your income anyway.
Right. Well,
You
and
have a
that-
big burden to prove
right, and if
you're
you
really
show up
below. You show
10
up
years later
Right.
to tell me that in 2004 you were below the poverty line, the court's a little less sympathetic, saying that's why I haven't paid for the past 10 years. Whereas
Gotcha,
if you come
gotcha.
in as soon as you get below the poverty line or you feel like you're struggling and we get into court, we can change that so you don't have the arrears in the first place.
And by the way, Squeeze, we had 3 people on hold with family law questions I was about
Yeah,
to get to, and
but
then
you wanna know what?
they all hung the phone up.
Because they don't want to put their laundry on the airwaves.
All right?
So we're going
So why don't you, let's try one more time here.
All right. 1-800-529-5465. Because I see Rossol is itching over there.
Yes.
Okay. You need some ointment, man?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
He has a good accident case to talk about today.
All right.
Very dry.
He's got a good
Yeah.
He's dying to tell about his accident case today.
Yes.
1-800-529-5465 is the number for the law offices of Spar Bernstein. Call now to get your family law question answered for free. So if you've got a child support question, now is the time to call. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes we stick our head in the sand and do absolutely nothing, and that's exactly what you'll get. Nothing by not asking. So pick up the phone, make the call, 1-800-529-5465. Meghan, a good attorney at Spar Bernstein, would love to help you here in the Family Law Department. 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-LAW-LINK.
And if
1-800-LAW-LINK.
And if nobody has any questions for family law, we should go to personal injury. Let's give somebody 30 more seconds to call.
Well, watch this, okay? I say everybody who wants to speak with Meghan for a couple of minutes off the airwaves, call.
Megan doesn't have time for this.
Well, pick up the phone. Hi. You know, put them on to the client services.
Megan, you have time to talk to people off the air?
I mean, I'm busy. I'm a busy lady. I'll do my best.
All right,
but
so talk to 2 or 3
you
people
should
off the
take
air.
advantage of this show.
So 3 people max. She will speak with you off the air right now. But guess what? You've got to call.
People don't like to
You've
sit there
got
and
to
watch you.
call.
They really
You got to
do.
call within the next 60 seconds.
all right.
First 3 people that calls, she'll speak with you off the air. Okay.
Yeah, she doesn't have time for everything.
1-800-529-5465.
To speak to her, obviously.
Exactly.
1-800-LAWLINK. 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Thank you so much, Megan.
And Megan, can you get around to Adam or no? To like
I mean,
speak
I
to...
could sit and listen to the show if
And
we're-
then- okay, and then you'll-
that's
She's
fine.
a point guard. She can get around Adam, anyone in here.
Fine.
Okay.
Wait, who is this person here? Maybe they have a question. Hello?
Hi. The question is child support.
Yes.
What is it actually supposed to be used for? Is it supposed to cover your mortgage payment, utilities?
Well, let me tell you, the basic, you don't get to get a breakdown of what it's used for. It's not supposed to be
Okay.
used for add-on expenses, so childcare, things of that nature, because there's going to be a certain percentage where that's separate. But when someone
Okay.
pays child support, it can be used for anything. So yes, it could go towards food, it could go towards their rent, it could go towards their mortgage.
Yeah, you're paying a mortgage.
You're
The child's
paying-
in the
the
house.
child's living
You're
there.
paying the child's living there.
Unfortunately, you're not entitled to a breakdown of how that money is actually being used.
Okay. And as far as their extracurricular activities, dance, dental.
Right. That's an add-on. So
Um,
that's based on your income and his income. Whoever's the custodial parent usually pays it up front, and then you submit your receipts to the other parent, and they reimburse you for their share. But that's supposed
And
to
as
be
far
separate.
as like school events that occur unknowingly, how do you?
Well,
factor
let's
that
talk
in?
about is this about your specific situation where you're paying all these additional for the acting class and the singing class, and you're paying for the soccer club and the jersey on the
Braces.
soccer and the braces, and you're saying how come I'm not getting reimbursed by the father for this? Is that what you're asking?
Well, the situation is that. Yeah, exactly. What is the breakdown?
So I'm just trying to figure out what your
what
situation
can
is.
they-
I think you have a specific
make
question that you're
scenario?
trying to ask, and I think you should just ask.
The question is, what can the other parent refuse to pay and say it's not a necessity? So if they're on a sports team and they need to travel somewhere, it's not a necessity. Do they not pay for it?
So that's a more complicated issue. That depends on also what the custodial arrangements are in terms of the legal custody and who has the decision making.
And whether this is going through family court or through a divorce.
Right. So technically, any of those add-ons, they should be paying a percentage toward, and if they're not, you could always file a petition in court to have them pay that. But it really, I would have to speak with you more in detail about your specific.
Yeah, why don't you just hold the line, and I'm going to make sure that Megan speak with you off the air, all right? Just hold on 1 second, all right? Megan, thank you so much for being what
What are you going to do? You're going to sit
I'll
right there.
listen.
She's
Yeah.
hanging.
Listen,
She's
hang
hanging.
out. You'll hang. Okay.
She's going to hang because Adam did hang. So it's only fair that
Yeah.
Meghan hang.
That's okay because we work together. Because I got to tell you,
do have a
sometimes
lot
you
of
know
cases
when our
together.
clients get injured, and if they have child support obligations and things of that nature, and their income gets severely interrupted. Okay, one of the great things about us, and is that we work together so that she can kind of get that reduced, get it suspended. You know, there's different things that she can do, and so when a client brings that to my attention, that's been injured in an accident. I go to her and she comes up with all sorts of solutions, and it really takes a weight off of people's shoulders.
And by the way, one of the best things about Spar Bernstein is the fact that we handle all these areas.
I was gonna
can't
say,
even
very
begin to tell you how many
comprehensive.
people
It's
who've been
unbelievable.
injured in an accident
Very
have
caligula.
matrimonial issues that we resolve, have immigration issues that we resolve, that literally get arrested, resolved.
Every day.
Yeah.
Okay,
This happens
tax
every day.
issues, resolved.
True.
And that's great, Adam. You know, that we all work together here at Spar Bernstein. And that's the reason why anyone that's out there, I see people, they go one area and then they call Brad and say, Brad, can you do this? And Brad's like, of course we can do this. This is a full service law firm, criminal defense. Okay, you just heard family law, tax law, immigration earlier. Now we're on personal injury. And this is what we're going to be talking about. I like hearing true success stories, just like Meghan just gave her true success story about
Yes.
helping out that wonderful lady with her child.
Right.
I want to hear what it is that Adam Rossol has to say in his department.
Well, I was thinking as I was on my way back from court this morning, I'm walking back and I'm thinking about what am I going to tell everybody about today. And as I am walking down the street, somebody pulls out of a parking garage and almost runs me over. And I'm like, oh, you know, I got mad at the guy. And then I'm thinking, like, this is just like a case that I've handled in the past.
Right.
And so that's the case I wanted to tell everybody about, okay? It's a case where a gentleman was walking down the street and a woman in her Lexus, not that I have anything against Lexus, that's a great car, is backing out of a driveway, not paying attention, and hits him.
Wow.
Okay?
What was he doing?
Walking down the street. He's walking down the
It
sidewalk.
was,
On the sidewalk.
Yeah, he's walking on the
was-
sidewalk.
it
Yes,
was-
yes.
it's
The
walking.
street. Yes, sorry.
Right.
So he's on the sidewalk, and he's walking from. He went from the grocery store, and he was going home, and he had a bag in his hand. Right, walking down the street, and this car backs into him, knocks him down. He ends up.
AKA run over. But go on.
Exactly.
All right.
AKA
Backed
run
up into.
over. Yeah.
AKA backed up into.
AKA run over.
So, anyway, what ends up happening is he goes to the hospital. He's got some pain in the knee where the bumper hit him, right? He ends up having an arthroscopic surgery on that knee. It's a same-day procedure, and then afterward, he had to have physical therapy. Now, he's an older guy. You know, he's like in his 70s. And, you know, we submit the claim to the insurance company, and the insurance company says to me, nah, he's okay. He's okay. And as a matter of fact, she denies that this accident even happened. The woman that backed
woman
into him.
that ran over the man
that
denied.
he just fell down behind the car.
A 70-year-old man just fell down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you know, and his knee was bad from before because he's old, which was really heartless to say.
Oh, insensitive
Right.
is the word.
And again, it goes along with the old adage. I won't say who the insurance company is, but the funnier the commercial, the worse the coverage. And
Is that a general
that's
fact?
a good rule. That's a good rule to follow.
The funnier the commercial,
Yeah.
Gotta
the
change
worse.
insurance.
insurance
They're making you feel good about. They have a corporate image problem.
Yeah.
They're trying to make you feel good about their
Right.
bad corporate
Right,
image.
That's very funny.
Yeah. So
Uh-huh.
trust me, if that commercial makes you laugh,
Right.
do
Don't
not buy that coverage.
Very interesting. I like that.
Buyer beware.
That
Okay.
duck always makes me laugh.
Really?
The duck.
The duck.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the name.
There's some football player that's always like getting hurt. That insurance company makes me laugh too.
Exactly.
Is that bad insurance? Or
Anyway, can I do
If
this?
it makes you laugh,
Before we
don't
have
buy
an
it.
accident?
Okay, so
Don't
what
buy
happened
it.
then?
So what happened?
So anyway, so they don't believe it. They don't buy it. They come up with a whole bunch of I think they believe it. They're just coming up with nonsense, so they don't have
course.
to pay, right?
Yeah.
Case goes right into suit. File court in Brooklyn.
Okay.
File suit in Brooklyn in Supreme Court, and very quickly litigate the case and get it onto the trial calendar. Okay, because that's where the moment of truth arrives, where all the bluffing arrives. Goes away. And they only offer before the trial. They offered the man $15,000, which is nothing. And this is
They're like,
insulting
take this and go away.
for what he's been
Just
through.
Go away.
Exactly.
That's what they're saying.
And and what ends up happening is I say no, okay, and I go to trial. All right.
Right.
Try the case, and at the end of the trial, I think they increased their offer by $5,000. The jury came back and gave the man $345,000. You know,
Right, that's amazing.
That's what I'm saying.
and that's it. And that's the
And
difference.
that wasn't a hard stop.
By the way, that happens more than one time by funny insurance commercial companies.
Correct.
Okay, we
Yeah.
just had a case. Okay, Moshe, who's not here, Moshe
Right.
just had a case 2 weeks ago. They offered him $500.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, he was on
Yeah,
there. They offered
yeah.
him $500. He went to trial against this funny insurance company, commercial company.
Yeah.
And the jury came back with $124,000.
But-
that ain't funny. That's real money.
They tagged
I
him.
want to know
Real
what.
money.
You're right.
That just happened last week at Spar Bernstein. 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, and that's the power of a law firm that's determined to fight for you, that wants to put its head down and make it happen. That's the kind of lawyers that we have here.
And that's what I'm
proud.
talking about. And that's what I'm talking about. Now,
Yeah.
here's what I'm saying, folks. This is a law link brought to you by the law offices of Spar Bernstein. You heard from Meghan, the family law attorney. You heard from Adam Rossol, the personal injury attorney. Why'd you stop the filming? SMG, what? I'm